And now, Mike's thoughts.
The Dallas Cowboys will forever be America's team. Like I said a couple weeks ago, the Dallas Cowboys will forever be America's team. Why is that? It's because of no matter what you put on the headlines, no matter how good or how bad it is must talk about TV. For example, Jerry Jones is now countersuing a woman that alleged that she was his father back in 1998. Back in 1998, this particular woman said Jerry Jones fathered me, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, the case got thrown out. The judge is like, yeah, the paternity test shows otherwise. No, this is false information. Jerry Jones is now in court as of Monday, right now, countersuing this particular woman. So therefore, the press release, the presser that, that Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys always hold on the second day of training camp has been delayed. It has been delayed. And this has led ESPN, Get Up, First Takes, First Things First. It has led all of these talk shows because of the simple fact that it is the Dallas Cowboys. It is the Dallas Cowboys. Good, bad, or indifferent, we can't keep their name out of our mouths. The Dallas Cowboys. Forever America's team. If you don't like it, do something about it. I guess. I don't know. Do something about it. But cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? Let's go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckeye here with the Man Hour. Be sure over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page or check out the blog section as well. But most importantly, check out the forums section. If you are like me and you like to troll the old interwebs and talk your shit, head over to manhourradio.com/forums and click on the forums. Log in, talk your shit. The only moderation over there is me, myself, and I got some thick-ass skin, so if you're getting kicked out, something is wrong. You need to reevaluate your life right now. But if you are just a casual trash talker or just like to share memes and have good times, we have tons of groups out there. We have every divisional group and every team group out there, of course, at Facebook.com. If you go to our Facebook.com/manhour, click on groups, you will see all 32 plus 8, 40 some odd groups that we have out there. Actually, we have 41 groups because we have a general Man Hour NFL chat as well. But guys, we got a great for you show lineup today. We're going to talk about the AFC South all week long. We're going to break down the Tennessee Titans today. The baby blue team themselves. We're going to talk about them today. But before we get too carried away, we got to welcome some people in the chat. I've been slacking off giving you guys recognition, but let's welcome people in the chat. First things first, we got to welcome my man John Pebbles in the chat. He says, all will be playing for second except for Dallas. They'll get third. Apparently, John thinks the Eagles are running the NFC this season. And also says that all of ESPN sucks. Dork Lorsey says so. Not wrong. not wrong. Wrong. Got Jade Chamberlain in the chat today as well. He says Dallas wins the AFC East, and then Green Bay comes to town as a wild card team and takes them out in the playoffs. Woo! Slow it down, baby. James, we talked about the NFC last week. You know damn well I told you the Green Bay Packers are going 12-5 this season. You know damn well the Detroit Lions are going 10-7. If anything, the Detroit Lions will be coming to Dallas to play them in the wild card game and then beat them in the playoffs. But the Green Bay Packers will host a home playoff game, and it will be wild card weekend. Wild card weekend. John says you can see Man-Hour Trust his stuff showing his 40. Showing my 40. This isn't a 40, man. This is a Ghost energy drink. Orange creamsicle. The fave. James says Titans can be a very dangerous team. Underestimated team at that. James, we're going to get into that. We are going to get into that because I think you are correct on that. I think the Tennessee Titans are a very, very underrated, undervalued team, right? I think they are built to win a lot of games this season. But a team that we thought was built to win a lot of games this season was the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, guys, I predicted them. I think they're going to win about 12 games this season. In the regular season, I think they're going to go 12-5 and win the NFC North. But as of right now, as of July 22nd at 2:36 East Coast time, of course on the PM side, not on the AM crap, Jordan Love has reported says that he will not be practicing or doing any preseason workouts with the Green Bay Packers until a contract has been signed. Jordan says, I know my value and I know my worth. It is time for the team to put up some money and have it their way. So, guys, when we look at Jordan Love, obviously he is going to be the next highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I'm not saying he is the best quarterback. I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. He might get there this season. But as of right now, Jordan Love is a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. He had one really good year. His first year starting, his fifth year in the NFL. But he wants those dollar bills. He does have 1 year left remaining on his contract, which he signed a 2-year extension previous to last season. And now it is time to pay up or shut up, as he is saying in Green Bay. So let me ask you guys this question. First of all, does Jordan Love get paid? I think we all know the answer to that question. The answer is that yes. Jordan Love will get $50, $60, $65 million a season. That is just where the quarterback market is at right now. And that's what he is going to get paid. Hell, Trevor Lawrence, Mr. Bust quarterback like himself, just got a $245 million deal. Right? It is what it is. But the one thing I'm not liking right now is that he is not going to be at practice. He's not going to be participating in preseason games. He's basically holding a passive-aggressive holdout, right? He'll be at the complex. He'll be lifting weights and doing film study, but he's not going to be on the field practicing. Holding out. Are you guys okay with this? Are you guys okay with Jordan Love holding out? I am indifferent about it because I understand you got to get your money. Quarterbacks have a little bit larger window to get their money than running backs, receivers, defensive tackles, whatever, right? Usually that second contract is your money maker. That is when you get set for life, yada, yada, yada. Jordan Love has another contract still to come. Not this contract, but another contract, if not another contract, right? He has 3 more big paydays potentially in the NFL. If you're starting to be a diva now, after one successful season, slow it down, baby. Slow it down. I understand you had a great season last season. As I predicted, y'all would start out slow, but then build momentum toward the end of the season. You beat the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card. You competed in the divisional round. Probably should have beat the 49ers, but hey, it is what it is. But I said I was indifferent at first, but now I'm kind of upset. Jordan Love, get your ass to practice, man. Get your ass out on the practice field. Get that camaraderie building with your teammates. Granted, you aren't going to play a lot of preseason snaps anyways. Come on, man. Earn that money. Earn that money. James says, I'll be shocked if Green Bay makes him the highest paid quarterback. I don't think Green Bay wants to make him the highest paid quarterback. I don't think the Green Bay Packers want to pay him $45 million plus a season. But unfortunately, that's where the quarterback market is. If you think even just your average quarterback can lead you to potentially the playoffs 3 or 4 years, they're going to get those dollar bills, yo. Joe Burrow got paid. Granted, he did take his team to the Super Bowl, right? But he got paid. Jalen Hurts, the year before he went to the Super Bowl, got paid. Trevor Lawrence hasn't done shit. I guess 28-point comeback versus the Chargers, whatever. 1-1 in the playoffs. But he got paid. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It'd be better for the Green Bay Packers to pay the man now. Pay him before Tua, pay him before Dak, pay him before who else is probably coming up on a contract? Patrick Mahomes is probably coming up on a restructuring, rework deal, right? Daniel Jones is probably going to get paid again. Kyler Murray's going to get paid. Brock Purdy's going to get paid. It's probably time to do it now than later. Because if you wait till after the season, what if he wins the MVP? What if Dak gets $65 million a season? What if Tua gets $67 million a season? What if Kyler Murray restructures and gets $70 million a season? Now you got to pay him 72, 73, 74. It just keeps going up. It is what it is, what it is. John said, do it this year. They will compensate him. Josh Jacobs is a big addition. Josh Jacobs is going to be a bust this season, John. Josh Jacobs this season is just, he's going to be a bust. I'm not saying he's not good. Don't get that twisted. Do not take it out of context any way, shape, or form. But Josh Jacobs isn't going to be living up to the 1,600 yard season. He'll be lucky to break 1,000. Let's just be honest. They're still cooping off Dak money. What does that even mean? No, it hurts their chances to have a backup quarterback. First of all, the Green Bay Packers are pretty set on their roster, right? I gotta as a outsider looking in, when I look at the Green Bay Packers, their roster seems pretty set. Sean Clifford is their backup quarterback as of right now. Sean Clifford is a Penn State graduate, was drafted by the Packers 2 seasons ago in the 5th round. They had their backup guy. They have him on contract for at least another season. I think 5th round guys get 3 years, right? Backup's fine. James says, no, we're going through the same thing in Miami. Both he and Tua still have 1 year left. Yeah. See, this is what I don't understand. I understand that you can get fired / cut at any point in the time, and the ownership doesn't have to honor their contract, right? That's why a lot of these players want some guaranteed money now. But Jordan Love knew he was signing a 2-year kind of prove-it deal, right? 1 year prove-it deal, 1 year extension. And this is his 1 year extension. This is his prove-it year, right? Just honor it up, man. Damn. Donnie's in the chat. What's up, Donnie? Says, I don't know why Dolphins can't put a value on Tua. Like he's not a baller. The problem with Tua is last year was his first full season being healthy. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Because the previous seasons, right, we saw him concussion issues. And the year before that, when they made it to the playoffs, they played the Buffalo Bills in the first round, and Skylar Thompson started for him. The problem with Tua is I think he could potentially be a baller. Like, I'm not saying he is in the GOAT conversation or top 5 conversation, but top 15 through top 9 is right where you need to put Tua. He is a good quarterback. He is not going to, he should wow you with stats with the offense that he has around him, but he isn't going to wow you with his ability, with his scrambling ability. He has a strong arm. He's smart. But the reason why you can't put a value on Tua right now is, hey, show me something beyond this season, right? Show me that you can stay healthy for 2 seasons in a row. That's all we're asking for, right? That is legit all we're asking for. Mark D's in the chat. Looks like he got a top fan diamond. Woo! Mark D, what's up? What's up? Dean says, yeah, it's the organization. It's the organization. Casey Morgan's in the chat. Been a follower for Man Hour for 3 years. Thank you for all the support, Casey. Definitely appreciate you. He says, why some of these quarterbacks are counting their eggs before they hatch. Caleb Williams wanted a clause in his rookie contract. Granted, he didn't get it, but come on. He wanted to state that they couldn't tag him. Listen, there are several contracts out there that say you cannot tag me, right? Dak Prescott has that clause in his contract. Matthew Stafford has that in his contract. There are always stipulations and clauses in contracts that are kind of the sweetener of the deal, right? Yeah, you're only paying me $40 million over the next 3 years, but I want a no trade clause. I want a no franchise tag clause. This is Caleb Williams was basically trying to say, after 5 years, I'm going to get my bread. That's what Caleb Williams was trying to say in the end. He was saying that I want those dollar bills, y'all, after my 5th year. So try to tag me, but it's not going to work. But the lot of stuff that I read on or see on about Caleb Williams, I take with a grain of salt, to be totally honest. Because do you guys remember pre-draft? It was like Caleb Williams like, oh, I want part ownership. I want this, yada, yada, yada. None of those words actually ever came out of his mouth. I think it was like his dad and his uncle and maybe a brother. Never once did those words come out of his mouth. Now, obviously, Hard Knocks is coming out with the Chicago Bears here in a few weeks, right? And I'm sure this will make the TV episode. Caleb Williams signing his rookie deal. I'll just be curious. James thinks the NFL QB cap is coming. Probably. It has to at some point, right? Like the cap just keeps growing and growing and growing. Honestly, we talked about this a month ago about a max salary, just like a max salary that a said person can make, right? Kind of like the NBA. You can, like a max salary cap player can make $230 million for 5 years or something. Like they have to be, but I think what James is saying is like we're going to have a regular salary cap for the 51 players and then, or like 49 or whatever it is. And then we're going to have a quarterback salary cap for those 3 guys, right? So this cap over here is 250 for you 49 guys, for you 3 guys. Over, like over here, we'll have 160 million. I don't know. It is what it is. Nobody wants to be forced to stay on a sorry team. Tagging sometimes keeps your chances of winning a championship dead. It also helps the team get out of financial hell, right? When you franchise tag somebody, it's not like you're getting breadcrumbs by any stretch of the imagination. It is the average of the top 10 salaries at your said position. Just like when the Giants wanted to franchise tag Saquon Barkley a couple years ago, it was still going to be like $10.9 million, and then he signed a 1-year deal for a 10.5 or something. It was like, why did you do that? But never underestimate a Bama back. Bama sucks. Bama is terrible. Casey says Tua is carried by his offensive weapons. I can concur with that. Once Tyreek Hill is, a little bit longer in the tooth, maybe next season, like not this season, but the next season, we will really see how good Tua is, right? James says, I love Tua and want to see him Miami for a long time, but Buck is right on one point. Oh shit. I'm right. I'm right. Yoo-hoo! Says, yeah. What's up, yoo-hoo? Glad you are joining us today. And John says, what's good is going to do NFL Europe? What's good going to do in Europe? I don't know. Count the champions, Buckhorn. I don't need to count championships for Bama. But Jordan Love will be sitting out preseason and practices until he gets a contract done. Speaking of sitting out, missing OTAs, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was all of minicamp, all voluntary minicamps, but once it got voluntary, he's like, nope, I'm out. I'm going to go do some shrooms in Puerto Rico or something and live my life. So guys, Aaron Rodgers was on a podcast today. It was Pardon My Take, which aired this morning, actually. I listened to about half of it, and he talked about minicamp, and he talked about how basically minicamp has no merit anymore. And he come out and said basically in a roundabout way saying, hey, I may not play beyond 2024, so I could care less about what people think. People could really think. So I got to thinking, guys, do you think that this could potentially be Aaron Rodgers' last season? He's come off the Achilles injury. He tried to make a comeback last season. Jets were out of the playoffs, so they're like, nah, we'll just ramp it down a little bit, slow it down, baby. But if Aaron Rodgers, this is truly his last season, I mean, the Jets have got to win the Super Bowl, right? Aaron Rodgers has got to end on top. NFL scriptwriters have got to put the man, the myth, the legend out on top. Jeez. I mean, now, I understand minicamp is just what it is. Minicamp, right? I understand minicamp is not needed for old heads like Aaron Rodgers. But the issue that I had with Aaron Rodgers this offseason was he showed up to every voluntary minicamp. When you show up to voluntary workouts, that shows that you are committed to your team. You want to improve. You want to get to the next level. But then you skip mandatory. Mandatory workouts, you're like, I got better things to do. To me, that shows me that you were all just kind of fluff in the end. To me, that seems like you were kind of trying to get on people's good sides, and then you know what? I'm living up too high. People think I'm doing too well. Doing a little bit of this, doing that. Fuck it. I'm going to skip it. Hell, this might be my last season. I don't know. Casey says, could you imagine how much drama it would be if Diggs and Rodgers were on the same team together? See, Stephon Diggs doesn't really show drama till off season, right? Once July 15th hits, Stephon Diggs, we don't hear a lot from him, right? He kind of sticks his head down and he does work. Now, when Josh Allen throws that pick six to end the game, or throws that incomplete pass to like end the game, or Patrick Mahomes drives down the field in 13 seconds to win the game, then we start to be like, what's going on here, right? But really, if you think about it, I personally don't hear a lot from Stephon Diggs during the actual season. During the actual season, you hear very, very little from Stephon Diggs. Aaron Rodgers, ever since being on the Pat McAfee show, has kind of given himself a bad light, you know? I mean, granted, you can call him a diva or this or this or this, but he was given a platform on a show like the Pat McAfee Show, the biggest podcast out there, the best show on ESPN, right? To speak his mind. And you can love him or hate him about it, and that's just the way it is. Jake the Snake is in the chat. The Snake Sports Talk coach. Go check him out. My man's based out of Vegas. If I remember correctly, Jake, you are a Raiders fan, but check that man out. He says, I'm really curious on the Jordan Love contract. He should be paid respectively, but then what does that mean for Tua and Dak? So basically what that means, Jake, you do have 3 guys that are up for a contract. Obviously, Jordan Love and Tua have 1 year left on their deal. So if they don't play this season, which Tua is in camp doing his thing, he plans on playing, right? He plans on putting those haters to rest, but Jordan Love wants that big deal. If he doesn't play, I think you have to commit by week 7 for a year to count. Then it just tacks on to the next season. Basically, all that means is whoever gets paid first out of those 3 will be the 3rd lowest paid quarterback. So if Dak gets signed first, he'll get a $60 million. Excuse me. If Tua gets signed next, he'll get $62 million. If Jordan Love signed next, he'll get $63. So basically, it's better for the teams to come to the table now than later. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. It all could depend on how he performs on his Achilles and mentally how really feels moving forward, because he's just getting his and doesn't show a lot of commitment. Basically, Jake says, hey, if my Achilles feels well as an Aaron Rodgers, I'll be at practice. I'll be there. I'll take you to the playoffs. Probably not, but I'll try. But if you're sore and injured, I'm done. I'm done. Donnie says, you might be the only person that believes that. What did I miss? Are you talking to me or somebody else? Whenever I hear about Rodgers on the offseason, I just imagine he sits in a dark room with a tinfoil hat on shrooms, right? On shrooms. Jake says, actually, I'm a Chargers fan. What? Those exist? Chargers fans exist out there? I'm actually a Charger fan. I'm actually living in Denver, Colorado. Found a new home for the show. Let's go. Moved from Vegas to Denver, Colorado. I hear Colorado's very, very nice. Very, very nice. I feel Love will stay a Packer. Tua and Dak will be on new teams next season, says Casey. How about this? If this Jordan Love situation carries on into week 1, week 2, week 3, I think the Packers will be like, see ya, Jordan Love. See ya. You think you're worth the $50 million? Go to New York and prove it, as in the Giants. Go to Arizona and prove it. Go to Seattle and prove it. I feel that the Green Bay Packers are a very nonsense team. You bring that drama, you bring a little bit of this, you bring a little bit of that, get your ass out of here. We don't need you. They let players like Brett Favre retire so much until he started to get bad. Let's just be honest. The year there's like finally get out of town, those year stats were not very good. Winning cures all. Yes, Jordan Love did win last season, but he has one winning season. That's all he has. Jim Powell is in the chat, member of a CFO Pigskin Pundits over there. Guys, if you want to become a Pigskin Pundit, click on the link below. Subscribe to the channel. You get free merch. You get behind the scenes access, a pre-show, a little bit of post-show, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. More stuff coming. Become a Pigskin Pundit. But he says Rodgers should stick to celebrity golf. What? Donnie says that Dak ends up anywhere, he'll be nothing but a bridge quarterback for his new team. Can't have much confidence in a guy who's only won 2 playoff games in 8 years. Donnie. Dak Prescott, my man, is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think this year he will finish number 2 quarterback in the NFL. It is not Dak Prescott's fault that he has only won 2 playoff games. It has been the defensive fault that they have given up so many points in the playoffs. It has been the play calling in the playoffs that has given him the ability not to win the games. Dan Quinn is a terrible big-time game coach. Every time the game is on the line, defense, offense, head coach, whatever, Dan Quinn shits the bed. Look at it last season. Buffalo Bills, big game. Needed that win. Vanilla defense still getting ran on. Oh, look, there goes James Cook for another untouched touchdown. Green Bay Packers, playing man defense all season long, press coverage. You come out in zone. Oh, there goes Aaron Jones, another untouched touchdown. Playing zone against arguably a top-rated pass offense in the NFL. Like I get it, but you've been playing man all season long. Why did you do that? Year before that, San Francisco 49ers. Defense was a pretty zone-heavy defense, honestly. They played a purple coverage. Man up on the outside, zone in the middle. What did they do? They man up the whole game. Get run on up the middle by Brandon Ayuk over and over and over. Still had an opportunity to win that game. Kellen Moore puts Zeke Elliott at center. What? Coaching has failed Dak Prescott time after time again. Now, I'm not saying Dak Prescott does not make bad decisions. I am not saying that Dak Prescott could have maybe made this play or slid this. Obviously, yes, he could have. But coaching puts you in bad situations to make bad plays, so therefore it calls back on the coaching. It is what it is. Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and this season going to finish at top 2. Chargers fans do not exist, Jake the Snake. They don't exist. They're all AI generated, says Jim. Packers are one of the 2 of the old-fashioned organization that's still around other than Steelers, but it is just an opinion. And Steelers are starting to come to the, quote, new age, Casey. The Steelers, this offseason, they went out in free agency and they made some splashes. They made some big trades, some big acquisitions to really improve their team. The Steelers in the past have been, let's draft our guys, let's build them up, let's build from within, right? We draft you, we build the core, we get better and better and better and better, right? Packers might be the only old school organization. Donnie doesn't think Dak's top 5. But he is. But he is. Casey says Dak only top quarterback in the NFL for the regular season. Off season, he's just one and done. He's one and done because of poor ass coaching. Let's just be honest. You put Dak Prescott on the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, of course, a couple years ago, and with a Spagnuolo defense. He's probably 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's probably 3-time Super Bowl champion. I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes, but I told you guys this. Patrick Mahomes is a system quarterback. Fits that system very, very, very well, but so would Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott would be a Super Bowl winning quarterback on the Kansas City Chiefs. He would be a Super Bowl winning quarterback on a team like the Buffalo Bills. He would be a Super Bowl winning quarterback on a team like the San Francisco 49ers. Stop it. Bro, what's in that energy can? You'll never know. So he led the league in interception when he threw those. Not the coach, bro. Like I said, Donnie, like I said, coaching put Dak Prescott in bad position to throw those interceptions. When your defense is bad time and time again, giving up 20 points in the first quarter, you have to throw the ball 50, 60 times a game, and that's not Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a play-action quarterback. Dak Prescott is not a sit back in the pocket, read the defense type of player. He wants to hand it off. He wants to play-action pace. Boom, 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 right? 3-4 seconds top. He's out. Six seconds? INT, baby. Jim says the only way to tell the gays apart from the regulars in my area are to see if they're wearing Dallas Cowboy star. Gay as shit. And I'm pretty sure you're right, Casey. Josh Allen did lead the league in interceptions last season, I'm pretty sure. Of course, Josh Allen does that a lot anyways. But guys, that is some news for today. It is time to get into a little bit of Tennessee Titans talk. Tennessee Titans, obviously, guys, was it a rough season last season? It was a very underwhelming season. Let's just be honest. They had a lot of quarterback controversy. They went back and forth. They did a little bit of this. They did a little bit of that. But this offseason, they said, Will Levis, you are our quarterback. You are our quarterback moving forward. They traded away Derrick Henry. They brought in Tony Pollard. They cut Ryan Tannehill, made Will Levis the starting quarterback, brought in L'Jarius Sneed, brought in Calvin Ridley. From a rough season, and last season they did finish 6-11. Granted, they did win the final game of the season versus Jacksonville Jaguars to knock him out of the playoffs. So that's a win-win in many, many books here. But the Tennessee Titans guys are a team this year that's going to shock some people. The Tennessee Titans are a team this season that is going to be like, hey, we here, baby. But they have some quarterback questions still. Obviously, Will Levis will be the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans all season long. But they brought in a backup quarterback by the name of Mason Rudolph this season from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They also have a quarterback on the roster by the name of Malik Willis. There's really only room for two quarterbacks on your active roster. Yes, you have the emergency third-string quarterback now, thanks to the San Francisco 49ers, because they can't keep anybody healthy. But we digress. So we got to ask the question. When we look at the quarterback room in Tennessee, who will be the backup quarterback? Who is going to end up being cut? Is it going to be Mason Rudolph or is it going to be Malik Willis? Now, on the surface, on hindsight, I think Malik Willis is the outside guy. He is on the outside looking in. Mason Rudolph is a good stopgap quarterback if Will Levis happens to go down for a game or two. Malik Willis just hangs on to the ball too long. We saw it last season. He doesn't read play action pass very, very well. He's just a very, very raw quarterback. However, he is a good practice squad quarterback for the Titans this season because the Tennessee Titans do play teams like the Buffalo Bills. Excuse me. That have a mobile quarterback. They play teams like the Indianapolis Colts that have mobile quarterbacks. Washington Commanders, right? It might be nice to have him on the team. So if you're breaking down the 53-man roster, Malik Willis, you are on the outside. Look in, my guy. You are out 100%. Speaking of a full room, the wide receiver room. The wide receiver room got really, really full this offseason when the Tennessee Titans brought in Calvin Ridley. Many people thought that Calvin Ridley was going to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they're like, nah, money talks, my friend. The Tennessee Titans quietly, guys, got a top 5-ish receiver core room. Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd now, right? They brought him in from the Cincinnati Bengals. DeAndre Hopkins. Treylon Burks, NWI. They got a deep, deep receiving room. But for the Tennessee Titans, guys, I want you to keep an eye on this man. I want you to keep an eye on Jaquan Jackson. Jaquan Jackson from Tulane. I believe he was their 5th round pick. Let me correct myself. 6th round pick. He was their 6th-round pick in this year's draft. Jaquan Jackson, guys, is going to make this team, and he is going to make some noise on special teams. Special teams has become a very, very, very big thing in 2 months. Who was the guy that Ray McLeod, right? He was not on a team anywhere. Once the kickoff rule changed, boom, I believe it was the Buccaneers signed him up just like that. Tennessee Titans are going to have a great, great special teams room. Great receiving core room, and this guy can fly. This guy has the long speed. What do I mean by that? Yes, you have spurts where Tyreek Hill can hit 23 miles an hour, but it's only like 10, 15 yards, right? You have spurts where Xavier Worthy can, hit the 24 mile an hour mark. Yes, it's about 20 yards. This guy right here can run 22 miles an hour for 80 yards, straight down the field. Give that man the ball. James says, let's not forget that they also named Brian Callahan as their new head coach. It's going to be magic. Going to be magic. Magic, magic, magic. Speaking of a full room, the running back room got a lot fuller too. Now have Tony Pollard, right? Guys, the Tennessee Titans are a loaded team this season, and it all starts week number 1. It starts week number 1 when they travel to Chicago to take on Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Yes, I understand there's a lot of hype around Chicago this season. Listen to me last week, I kind of put that nonsense hype to rest. Let's just be honest. They're going to be a competitive team. They're going to be a good team. Do not get it twisted. But the Tennessee Titans are a really, really good team as well. This is going to be a really, really good football game. Unfortunately, the Tennessee Titans come up short in this game just because it is on the road. I think Will Levis on the road for his first real opening game start versus Chicago Bears and the Caleb Williams. Of course, that stadium's going to be crazy. Tennessee Titans drop week number 1, starting off season off 0-1. Week number 2, home opener for Will Levis, Tony Pollard, and the rest of the boys. Brian Callahan, offense is going to go off in this game. Yes, I understand the Jets have one of the top-rated defense in the NFL. Yes, I understand the Jets do have a top cornerback in the NFL. Yes, I understand they have a really good defensive front. But having one lockdown corner, having a decent pass rush is not enough for the Tennessee Titans. Calvin Ridley, Treylon Brooks, Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins, Tony Pollard, Spears, right? The Tennessee Titans got a lot of firepower this season. They show it week number 2 when they do beat the New York Jets, giving out their season starting off 1-1. I like me some Tennessee Titans this season, guys. They're going to shock some people. Week number 3. This is a game that I have circled on my calendar. This is a measuring stick for both teams. When I made these picks, I just want you guys to know that Jordan Love is currently on the Green Bay Packers roster. I just want to make that perfectly clear. Now, if Jordan Love is not starting quarterback week number 1, the Tennessee Titans roll over the Green Bay Packers. But as of right now, I do think the Green Bay Packers go into Nashville and they beat the Titans. It is a good game. 21-27 or 28-27. 1-point game, last second field goal, last second drive. It's going to be a really, really good game, but they do start the season off 1-2. One thing I've noticed so far on this Titans young season is they play a lot of tough games, right? They play the Jets, they play the Bears, they play the Packers, and week number 4 doesn't get any easier. They travel to Miami week 4 early in the season. Nobody likes playing in Miami. In the month of August or October, nobody likes playing in Miami. And unfortunately, the Tennessee Titans, the Heat get to them a little bit in this game. They have a stretch these next 3 or 4 weeks where it is tough. You play the Jets, potentially a really, really good team. Packers will be a good team. The Dolphins at home are a great team. James says, I really want to go to the Titans-Jets game. Honestly, James, let's do it, man. I'm only 4 hours from Nashville. Let's do it, brother. Let's do it. Let's meet up and have a grand old time. Week 5 is a bye week. Right now, the Titans are 1-3 at this particular point, right? Losses to the Bears, Packers, and Miami Dolphins. The only win is versus the Jets. Home opener. There's a little bit of grumbling in Nashville at the particular time. Maybe Will Levis isn't it. But are you going to put Mason Rudolph in there? Jim said it the best. Rudolph was supposed to be okay like in the Berg, but nope. There's going to be no quarterback changes this season. Will Levis is the guy all season long, barring injury. But week 5, get a bye week, get our feet under us because it does not get any easier for the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have a tough NFL schedule this season. James thinks going up against the red-hot 3-0 Dolphins, you lose, Tennessee. You lose. I concur. The Dolphins do start the season off hot. I actually think I'm starting off 6-0. First loss coming to the Colts. Speaking of the Colts, that's exactly who the Tennessee Titans play. Week number 6. Indianapolis comes to Nashville to take on the Titans. When you look at history, now this is just me kind of thinking that I know the history. I didn't look at it. Don't get it twisted. But it seems like every year when the Colts and Titans play, they split. Colts win in Nashville, Titans win in Indianapolis. It just seems to be that way year after year after year. So I think I'm going to go with that, and the Colts are going to go into Nashville and win week 6. Right now, guys, the Titans are on a 3-game losing streak. Right now, the Titans are looking potentially like we hyped them up all offseason, being the dark horses, being a little bit of this, being a little bit like, 3 losses in a row. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on is they're just fine-tuning. They are fine-tuning a few things because they about to get hot. They are about to get hot. Week number 7, the water starts to get the little boil points. Boop, 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 boop. The water has been on the stove for 6 weeks here. It's a electric stove, so it takes a while to get that pan warm, right? My pan's a little warm, so it starts going, brrr, right? We start seeing those pops. Week number 7 is a great week for the Tennessee Titans. The Buffalo Bills potentially will be a front runner in the AFC. The Tennessee Titans go into Buffalo, New York, and they shock the world. They shock the world and get their second win of the season, week number 7, by beating the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. This will be the talk of the town all next week. The Tennessee Titans are going to go in there and they're going to do work. Their defense is going to finally step up. L'Jarius Sneed gets a couple picks from Josh Allen. Josh Allen likes to throw the ball to L'Jarius. It's going to happen. It happens a lot. Titans get the win. Second win of the season. Week number 8. Back on the road again. This time in Detroit at Ford Field. The Titans play a really, really good football game. Their defense is looking good. Their offense is being productive, but they just cannot put the ball in the end zone in this game. There's a lot of field goals in this game, and the Detroit Lions just score one extra touchdown more than them, and it's just damn, they lost. Played very, 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 very well, but they just lost this game. Tennessee Titans playing good football right now. Playing good football right now, and it comes on week 9, and they flex on the Patriots. Let's not even get it twisted. The Patriots can be decent. They could be decent. I have them at 6 wins this season, but not one of them is coming against the Titans. The Titans are here now. The water is boiling. Things are looking good. We are about ready to put that macaroni in there to make some crap macaroni and cheese. Titans look good in this game. Give me another dub. Week number 10. Jake the Snake and your Chargers fans. Y'all don't get a win? No way, Jose. Tennessee Titans are boiling, baby. They boiling hot right now. 2 in a row. Winners of the last 3 of the 4. Matt Henry's in the chat. Good afternoon, Matt. Winners of the last 3 of the 4. They clicking. They looking good. They looking good, baby. Finally, we back home. Minnesota Vikings, come on down. You are the next contestant of getting your ass kicked by the Tennessee Titans, and that's just what happens. Week 11. They roll up the Vikings. They chew them in their mouth like, man, that tastes gross. Spit them out. This game is not even close. This is probably Sam Darnold's last game as a starter with the Minnesota Vikings. But the Tennessee Titans are just, they hot. They hot right now. Week number 12. They still hot. They still boiling. This game right here, this week 12 game, could be their make or break point for the Tennessee Titans in this division. From week 12 on, they play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 division games. So 5 of their next 7 games are division games, and this is where it starts. Yes, the Tennessee Titans have won 3 games in a row. Yes, they've won 4 out of their last 5. But this is when the start for the Tennessee Titans starts to get real. When they go into NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, and take down C.J. Stroud and the boys. Will Levis is AFC Player of the Week. The defense is shutting things out. The Tennessee Titans look like a real threat in the AFC after this Week 12 win over the Houston Texans. Titans are clicking. Titans are looking pretty good. Week 13 rolls along. Looking pretty good. Clicking pretty good. Winners of the last of the 6-7. Looking pretty nice, right? The Commanders come up and bite them in the ass. Week 13, after huge wins over the Buffalo Bills, the Chargers, the Vikings, the Houston Texans, they lose to the mighty Commanders. The Lone Ranger, the Commanders. The Commanders are going to be a good team. Let's not get it twisted. But the Tennessee Titans should have won this game. The Commanders end up beating them in this game. Week 14. Tennessee Titans are still a pretty young team. Brian Canahan still kind of has the old school mentality on their team. Still hasn't really fully integrated his style into this team yet. And week 14, I still feel like they're looking over the back loss. Like, man, we lost to the Commanders. Man, we should have beat the Commanders. Oh, we should have done this. We should have done that. And the Jaguars come up and bite them in the ass too. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars will be any good this season. I think they're overrated, overhyped, overpaid team. I just don't see it. But they do win this Week 14 game versus the Tennessee Titans. 2-game losing streak to the Commanders and to the Jaguars as of right now, right? They're sitting at 6 wins. Sitting at six wins, kind of competing in the AFC South, right? There's a lot of questioning what is happening right now. For some reason, I don't have my Week 15 game. Week 15 game, the Cincinnati Bengals come into town. And this is when the magic starts to happen. This is when Brian Callahan and Will Levis and Calvin Ridley and the rest of the offense finally get on the same in-sync page. Everything is clicking. Everything is looking nice. They dominate the Cincinnati Bengals. They go into Indianapolis. They dominate the Colts. They go into Jacksonville, and they dominate the Jacksonville Jaguars, winning 3 of their last 4. 3 games in a row now. In Week 18, they could continue sweeping through the AFC South, and they beat the Houston Texans, giving them a 10-7 record on the season. By winning the last 4 games of their season, I think they will be atop in competing for an AFC South title. They are for sure in the playoffs. 5, 6, 7 seed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're a wild card team. It doesn't matter if they're a division team. This is a team you do not want to play late in the season. They may have started off slow. They may have started off 2-7, 2-6, but they got hot. Win 4 games in a row over the Patriots, Chargers, Vikings, and Texans. Lose 2 games in a row. Then win 4 games in a row over the Bengals, Colts, Jaguars, and Houston, Texans. I think they're a 10-7 team this season. I think the Tennessee Titans are a really, really good team this season. I think the Tennessee Titans are a team that you really don't want to play at all. But with that being said, guys, what do you guys think? Am I too high or am I too low on the Tennessee Titans? 10-7, potentially AFC South champions. Let me know in the comments. We'll see you next time. Until then, we out.